It's time for baseball on MLB Network from our nation's capital. Welcome inside Nationals Park. Tonight, the opener of a three-game series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals. Who will get the better of this compelling matchup? We'll find out next on MLB Network. Max Scherzer, the Missouri-born right-hander, gets the job of starting pitcher here. HR, what's the word on him?
Well, Matt, he pitched into the fifth inning last outing. I think we've got to get more. I want to see more of this game. If he's able to go deeper, keep his team in it, and maybe walk away with the win. That's what I'm looking for in this game.
In now is John Jay, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
Leading off tonight for Philadelphia, center fielder John Jay.
First of three here on a Friday night as the first pitch is in there for strike one. Harold, these Nationals, as they enter play here tonight, they come into this one in need of some kind of spark to turn them around as they find themselves in the midst of a 5-game slide.
Matt, when you're on a struggling team, you always look around and say, this is win night. We got the ace on the mound. I don't care how poor you're playing. When your ace is throwing, you feel like you got a chance to win that game.
A little chilly but not unbearable tonight. 55 degrees here at first pitch. Sent on the ground out to second. Espinosa's there. Throw to first is in time for the first out. With that, here's the starting lineup for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. What's the key for them to win this series opener, Harold?
Well, Matt, this lineup's been scuffling from top to bottom. You don't see it very often, but they need a spark. One guy to step up, get hot, and maybe the rest can catch up. But right now, they're really struggling.
Here's the third baseman, Adrian Beltre. First pitch on its way. Tough slider down low for a strike. So let's take a look at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Joe McDonald.
Well, Matt, Joey Mack's been pretty good. He's a standard basic umpire. Doesn't miss a whole lot. At the end of the day, though, he's pretty ordinary.
Oh, and Beltre really wanted that one, but he didn't get it. Behind 0-2 now.
Back-to-back sliders away. Now I think you have to think about running something hard in. Not a good idea to throw a good hitter the same pitch 3 times in a row.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Batting third, right fielder.
Now at the plate, Brandon Jordan. 1 for 3 back on Wednesday. First offering on its way. A changeup floats outside here for ball 1. Here's the pitch. 2-0.
Clearly, they're not trying to give him anything to hit, are they? I mean, everything's away, but he's sitting 2-0. Let's see if he extends and maybe looks outside to drive something.
From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Squared that one up just a little late. Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. Tried to stay back on the changeup there, but this is chopped foul at home plate. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to third. Prado is there. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Phillies down in order. Now it'll be Washington's turn in a scoreless ball game. Robbie Ray gets the starting assignment for the Phillies. What do we need to know here, HR?
Well, Matt, his last outing was curious to me. That's the word I'll use, is curious, because if you go 5 innings, you get that 5 and bail, right? Well, he went 5 innings, but then he got the loss. He just wasn't able to go further. I think he's got to give them a little more distance and be able to execute his pitches early on a little bit better in this game.
And there you see Denard Span as he gets ready to lead off the home half of inning number 1. First pitch fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. These Phillies, Harold, as they enter play here tonight, they've been fairly punchless of late, losing last time out and in fact dropping 6 of their last 7.
Matt, we're running into a team that's really struggling right now. They had 1 win on the last homestand, and now they find themselves on the road right here playing game 1. I think they have to win this game. You don't say it very often, but this is almost like a must-win. They've been playing so poor lately.
Time now from our nation's capital to take a look at the Nats starting lineup. Who stands out to you, Danny?
Well, Sel Perez is definitely a guy to watch right now. He's really had a heck of a year in the power categories, slugging over 500 coming into this one. That means almost every time he's hitting the ball, he's hitting it hard somewhere. Should be fun to watch.
Digging in now, Ian Desmond. He comes in currently tied for 3rd in home runs on the team. First pitch coming. Here it is. There's a breaking ball over the outer half.
That's a high strike on a curveball right there. If he continues to throw that pitch, we won't be mentioning his name very much longer in this game. He's going to have to get that ball down to be effective.
Breaks his bat as this ball's lifted into the air. Holt ranging into shallow right. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away.
Third, right fielder, Bryce Harper.
Into the box now, Bryce Harper. And he's looking to snap out of what's been a rather dry spell at the plate. Into the windup and the pitch. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. The windup and the 0-1. And this will be fouled away. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Well, that's a smart miss there. Sometimes guys will chase it down there, especially when they're in protect mode on an 0-2 count.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. And he'll stay alive here as this is chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2.
Whoa, he tried to get a little cute right there. A little 2-strike changeup. He thought he might get a swing and miss, but man, he left that in the zone. He's fortunate that ball didn't leave the park.
Swung on in the dirt. Strike 3. And that ends the inning. Nationals gone in order. And this is still a 0-0 ball game. Standing in, Michael Franco. Only 1 hit for him in his last 4 ball games.
Michael Franco.
Here comes the first pitch. And a fastball just a bit high. The windup and the 1-0 pitch.
That's a ball.
2-0.
He may be down 2-0 after those first 2 pitches in this AB, but those are pitches he can feel pretty good about. They did miss by a whole lot, so it's not like he's all over the place.
2-0 count. Here it comes. Now a pitch swung on and hit to Desmond at short. Throw to first to be in time, and there's 1 gone here to start the second.
All right, here's how the Nats line up defensively, brought to you by Majestic. And in center field, Michael Taylor. He goes back on the ball as good as anybody. Had a little bit of a struggle coming in on things, but he charges the ball hard and makes good throws. I like him.
Now in the box, Curtis Granderson. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch.
That's a ball.
Now a changeup here to start things out, but that'll dip a bit too low, and it's 1-0. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball stays way up that time for ball 2. And he gets the call that time for strike number 1. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. And Granderson trying to work his way aboard. He's got it to 3-1 now.
Boy, good inside fastball right there. Trying to tie the hitter up, trying to keep him from getting those arms extended. A pitcher's pitch.
A take there by Granderson as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
Batting 6th, first baseman, Edmund London.
Now batting, Edmund London. Was an 0 for 4 effort for him in Wednesday's ball game. Here's the first pitch to him. Laid off as it caught the inside corner. And Dan, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does, and he really spotted that pitch.
Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. Working for the punch out and the offering. Lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2.
That's a good but risky take there on 0-2. Some umpires have no problem ringing you up on a pitch that close.
Here's the 2-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Harper is over to his right as he puts this one away. 2 down. And he will scurry back to first as he'll think twice about trying to move up.
Batting 7th, second baseman, Brock Holt.
Here's Brock Holt now. 3 hits for him in that ball game on Wednesday. And that's taken high and outside for ball 1. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Here's a swing and a miss. 1-1. No score here as we play inning number 2. And that catches the high outside corner. 1-2 now. One and two. Here it comes. Down the first baseline. And that finds its way through for a base hit. And he'll make it up safely to third, so they're at the corners now with 2 men out.
That's a nice controlled 2-strike approach. You cut your swing down, and all you want to do is see the ball and hit it.
Here's the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Took something off there as this pitch is in the dirt, but handled quickly behind the plate. Runners at the corners, 2 men out. fastball in there for a strike. 1-1. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
1 out away from stranding that runner on third. So the last thing you want to do is throw a wild pitch and let him score. Nice job there by the catcher to knock that one down.
Pulls this one in the air out to left. Taylor is there, and he puts this one away for the third out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2, and we are tied 0-0. So stepping in, Salvador Perez. He'll get us going here in the bottom half of the second.
Salvador Perez.
First pitch on its way. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder, but a foul ball here. 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he can't get out of the way there. So the leadoff man will be aboard to open up the inning.
Well, this home crowd didn't like this guy in the mound before, but now they really don't like him. He's gotten the faithful all worked up by hitting one of their best hitters early on in this game. And you can bet he's really going to hear it if he comes around to score.
Martin Prado now, and as you can see, he's had some troubles here in his own ballpark. That's something he'll look to improve upon in this one. He's ready. Here's the first offering, and he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
I love that pitch right there. You know he's geared up right there in this big situation. They look for a ball and just let it fly, and he pulled the string on him, just spun him into the ground.
That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out, runner on first. Heading out towards shallow right. Jordan has it in his tracks, and that's the first out of the inning.
Time for a look at the majestic defensive alignment for the Phillies. In this day and age, when teams are moving all over the place playing the shift, these guys are old school, very traditional. You don't see the shift applied very often to this club.
At the plate, Luke Ramey. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and 1 gone. First delivery to him on the way. And a fastball just a bit up. Bottom of the second here with no score. And he takes a cold strike 1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Takes a look at a strike over the inside corner.
We are watching him reach back and just challenge it with the fastball. Now we got a 1-2 count, and that's 3 fastballs in a row.
Ready to deliver the 1-2. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously, the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
Standing in now, Michael Taylor, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He comes in with that average down in the 240s, 7 homers and 25 driven in. The set and the 1-0 pitch. Dribbled up the line. Foul ball, however, strike 1.
Well, he fouls off that fastball right there, and you wonder, does he love his fastball enough to come back with it 3 times in a row?
Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hold the string on him. Strike 3 swinging. Ramos gathers it, and the throw to first ends the inning. 1 left for Washington. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. So coming to the plate, Robbie Ray, and he'll lead things off against Max Scherzer.
Robbie Ray.
And that one's in on the hands to start the inning. It's ball 1. Pitch on the way. Grounded, foul.
He's clearly looking to hit off the fastball and adjust. That's a pretty good swing after seeing 2 fastballs now in a row.
Here's Scherzer now 1-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
1-2.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. And that slider's almost in the dirt.
2-strike back foot slider. That's a classic pitch. Nice job of laying off of that.
Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And a slider runs in on him as he has to lean out of the way.
Back-to-back sliders in on the hands. He didn't handle it real well at all in the previous pitch, so why not come right back with it again? Better job of laying off that one, though.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Swing and a little blooper to center. Desmond into shallow center. 1 away. So 1 gone now as we give you a look at where these 2 teams find themselves entering play in the National League's Eastern Division race. Striding in once again, John Jay. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. Oh, look out. Hot shot to third, and there are 2 away.
Third baseman number 29, Adrian Beltre.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Adrian Beltre. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Just a bit high that time as he misses for a ball.
Well, that was 2 quick outs right there, getting those guys in front of him, but now the 2-hitter comes to the plate. Right here, you look to either get on base any way you can, hit a gapper, anything, because you want those big boys coming up next.
Takes this the other way to right. That gets down, and the inning continues. The relay, and he's safe.
Yeah, Matt, you can't fault the outfielder too much either. The line drive was hit right at him, and I think it took a minute to gauge where it was going. So I think he misjudged it a bit. The end result, the ball gets down, and the hitter is standing at second base with a solid double.
Into the box, Brandon Jordan, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. The 0-1 pitch.
Nope.
And that one stayed up a little high.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ready with the 1-1 pitch. Here's one that misses now to the Philly right fielder. It's 2 balls and a strike. Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. And that's through into left, a base hit. Beltre rounds third and is digging for the plate. And the run will score as the Phillies are off to a 1-0 lead.
Well, he was almost out of the inning. The last 2 batters showed him that you can't lose focus on the mound, even if you get 2 quick outs. Back-to-back doubles shows you just how quickly things can get away from you.
Into the box now, Michael Franco. He'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Here comes the 1-0. And the changeup is way low that time.
Boy, this is one of those tricky spots for a pitcher, right? You have an open base, but you have a guy on deck that can do a lot of damage. Not a good spot to be in if you're a pitcher right now.
Two 2-0 pitch on the way. 3-0 now.
You can bet he's salivating a little in the box right now. He likes to drive in runs, and he's got a great situation and count to do that right here.
Ready with the 3-0 pitch. Smoke toward third. Right to Prado. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. One for the Phillies here on the RBI double. Bottom of the third coming up. It's now 1-0 Philadelphia. Stepping in, Danny Espinosa, hitting just a bit over the Mendoza line on the year.
Danny Espinosa.
8, 9, and 1 to start the inning as the first pitch misses for ball 1. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone.
What a great adjustment. The high fastball on the first one didn't have a good release point. The next one he's able to put it on the corner, correcting himself as the at-bat goes on. I love it.
Here it comes on 1-1. Called strike on the inside, and he can't believe it at the plate. It's 1-2 now.
That's a pretty good break right there, breaking all the way across the zone. Now it's a little dangerous. He gets to see that ball a long time, but man, that's a nasty snapdragon hook right there.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and this is fouled at the plate.
That's probably not what he wants to do with 2 strikes right there with the fastball. He is fortunate he just fouled it off.
Again, a 1-2. Again, he sends it out of play. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. Now here's the pitch. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
It's a fine line for working down in the zone on 2-2 and bouncing one in there that basically stands no chance at getting swung at. Right there, he basically spiked that one right into the dirt, and now he has to find the zone on a 3-2 pitch.
Line toward the alley in left center. And there's the first hit of the game for the Nats.
Well, that's what you want. The guy in front of the pitcher leads off the inning with the hit. Now it's time to play some baseball. Are you going to bunt him over? Are you going to hit and run? Are you going to steal? What are you going to do? It gets fun now.
Stepping in now, Max Scherzer. Now a bunt attempt here, and he'll pounce on this quickly to tag him out.
Hey, sacrifice was in order right there as he gets the bunt down right there. And sometimes it's easier to just tag him instead of making that throw to first base.
Here's the center fielder, Denard Span. As the first pitch to him's a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball one. Second at bat now. He grounded out to start the home first. One 0 count. Here it is. A fastball right down the middle for a strike. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a liner, but foul. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
These last two guys are making him work quite a bit out there. Both have been long at bats, and all in all, he's had to make 13 throws just to them so far.
1 out and a runner on second base. Three and 2 now. Set to follow here is Ian Desmond. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. He's set. Here's the 3-2. And he looks at one that misses. And that's an excellent job of making his man throw a lot of pitches as he toughs out a walk.
And with first base open, the last thing he wanted to do was give him something to hit the heart of the zone. So no harm done. Force out anywhere now.
So striding in, Ian Desmond, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First delivery to him on the way. Line to the right side. That's in there. Base hit. Now a long throw home. The tag by Ramos, and they got him at home plate.
Right fielder number 34.
Here's Bryce Harper now. 2 on, 2 out for him here in the third. From the stretch. And a ball 1-0. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. And he falls behind now, 2-0.
He's got a couple of pitches to deal with right here, but he's starting to lose command of his pitches. It might be time to take a step back and try to refocus on making some good pitches.
Runners on first and third, 2 away. Over the outside half, and it's 2-1.
That is a pro pitch right there. 2-0 curveball for a strike. You make those kind of pitches, you'll be around for a long time.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Now ball line foul up and over the Nationals dugout. And he'll step off and fire to the bag. And the runner back easily. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a liner. Leaps and makes a terrific catch. And with that, the side is retired. Another look as he goes way up to get that one at short. More baseball on MLB Network right after this.
In is Curtis Granderson.
He'll try to get it
Leading
going
off
here
for
to
the
begin
Phillies,
the fourth.
The left fielder, number 3, Curtis Granderson.
Into the windup and the pitch. Now a fastball that couldn't quite find the zone. It's ball 1. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. Look out. Don't want to hit him there. It's full 3-2. And the pitch. Just hung in there on that one. And this is swung on and missed by Granderson, and that's the first out of the inning.
Leading off the inning, your job is to get on base and set the table for the inning. That was a pretty good at bat, and that he pushed the count to 3-2 and made the pitcher work. But I think he'd like to have that 3-2 pitch back. Pretty sure that was ball 4 he went after.
Standing in now, Edmund London, as he looks at a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. So far 0 for 1 with a flyout. The windup and the 0-1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Wow, that's one of the toughest pitches in baseball to hit right. That good straight changeup, El Cambio. There's not much you can do with that. You're going off of that arm speed, and the ball, it just doesn't get there.
Here's Brock Holt now. Yes, he'll pick on the first pitch and line one back up the middle, and that's a base hit.
When you're hot, that's what happens. Balls like that fall in for you. When you're cold, that gets caught. This is a hot streak he's on right now, so you take advantage of it. Ride it while it's good.
Here's the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Swing and a ball hit high in the air, deep down the left field line. This has plenty of carry, and this had home run distance, but it just does hook foul. The 0-1 pitch. Hit hard on the ground to the right. Espinosa showing off his range. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. Philadelphia is on top, 1-0. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest.
Salvador Perez.
Nope.
Curveball just misses apparently. 1-0.
Backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's such an effective pitch if you can hit the corner with it, but no dice this time.
Lays off again, and it's 2-0.
This is one of those, I have a lot of respect for you at bats right here. He hasn't thrown a fastball yet. Right there, a little backdoor curveball that just missed. He's really pitching careful.
Pitch on the way. Outside. 3-0 now.
I'm pretty surprised by the location on those last 3 pitches. The book on him is that he hits the way pitch pretty well, and he just saw 3 in a row out there.
So does he go back out there again?
No, Matt, I expect him to mix it up. Most catchers won't call for the same location over and over and over.
And that misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the 4th.
Martin.
Digging in to try it again. Martin Prado comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch of the at bat. A high fastball is in there.
I like that pitch right there. Nice adjustment. After a 4-pitch walk, he comes right back and throws a strike. That tells me this guy can be aggressive when he needs to.
Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. Ready with the 1-1. And he lays off for a ball. 2-1.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
Set to deliver on 2-1. Looped over toward first. The second for 1. On to first, but not in time as he's in there ahead of the throw.
Hey, that's a really difficult turn for a first baseman when you have to come get the ball, make a strong, accurate throw. So you need 2 good throws, not an easy double play to complete.
In now, Luke Ramey, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's 0 for 1 thus far. The 0-1 pitch. And that's a called strike at the letters, though that looked high from here. It's 0-2 now.
He got 2 pitches that were up that were very hittable, and he just couldn't pull the trigger. It's one thing if you take 1 pitch, but to take him twice, I don't know where his concentration is right now, Matt.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he couldn't get him to chase the 0-2 fastball. It's 1-2.
Decided to go with a fastball there on 0-2, but what he's trying to do with that pitch is to expand the strike zone. Maybe you get a guy to offer at it, but at the very least, it helps set up your off-speed stuff.
From the belt, the pitch. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Lays off. 2-2 now. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Chopped weakly to the left. A scoop with the bare hand. Oh, and it sailed right over his head at first. And they won't get him as he's able to advance from first to third on what would certainly be scored a throwing error.
Well, I can see what he was thinking. Thought he had a chance to make a play at first, but then he forced the throw, and an error is the result. They got to deal with a runner on second now.
Into the box now, Michael Taylor, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. 0-1 count. Here it comes. A changeup that just catches the bottom of the zone for a strike.
This is where getting ahead in the count really pays off for you. Now you can get him to chase a pitch, maybe get a ground ball, double play, or a strikeout. Either way, it's going to help your cause.
He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors so far for the Nationals. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. And a nice job to keep the runners at bay as the count moves to 2-2. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Oh, and they pull the string on a good changeup there as he swings and misses, and he's set down on strikes for the second time tonight.
He showed right there why having a good changeup is so valuable. 2-2, and he flips one up there that the bottom really falls out at the last minute. It's so hard to pick up, and it's even harder to make good contact with.
Stepping in now, Danny Espinosa, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. Oh, and 1 count, and the pitch. This is skied into short left center. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Nats leave a pair. They're down 1-0. Ready for another chance? Robbie Ray comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Ray.
Into the windup and the pitch.
Nope.
And that one stayed too low apparently. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Takes a high fastball for a strike. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. Perez has a play, makes the play, 1 away.
Up next for Philadelphia, center fielder John Jay.
In now is John Jay. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ball game. First pitch coming. Here it is. And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. Prado is there, and the throw is too late. He's on with a beautifully placed bunt single.
Well, that's the 6th game he's hitting, and he's swinging back pretty good now. That's a 6-game streak. You got to start somewhere. Pay attention, people. He's getting hot.
Here's the third baseman, Adrian Beltre. 1 for 2 with a double on his line thus far. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
I think he wanted that pitch right there, but you know what? He's been throwing the ball real well tonight, and he's been getting a lot of favorable calls from the umpire too.
Runners on first with 1 down. Out of play off to the right. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 now to Beltre. A fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind. Looking to punch him out again. The pitch fooled him a bit as this is hit high in the air towards right center and shallow. Span will call everyone off and track it down for out number 2.
Now batting, right fielder Brandon Jordan.
Stepping into the box, Brandon Jordan. 1 for 2 with a double on the ledger so far. First delivery to him on the way. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. Scherzer will check it first, and the runner back safely. Two and 0 now.
Now this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
Hitters count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Pretty good cut there, but it's to 2-1 now. 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error in the ballgame for the Phillies so far. And this is on the inside edge, perhaps off the inside edge, but it's a called strike. 2-2 now. He's set, now the pitch. And he'll stay alive here, but just barely as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Ready with another 2-2. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. 1 left for Philadelphia, but they're up 1-0. Digging in for his second at-bat, Max Scherzer. He'll start things out here in the home 5th, and it's been tough sledding for this lineup through the first half of the game.
Yeah, they haven't had any momentum going to the plate so far in this one, Matt. They need something to break their way and wake them up a bit.
Be nice to get these fans involved at some point as well. First offering on its way. A high fastball is in there. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. Changeup gets him out in front for strike 2. And now he'll foul this one off as well to fall behind here. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
I always like watching pitchers that attack with their fastballs until there's a reason to start mixing it up. He hasn't needed many of his secondary pitches so far in this one, and there was another good fastball for a strikeout there.
Here's the center fielder, Denard Span. Yes, he'll pick on the first pitch and line one back up the middle, and that's a base hit.
That's what you call going to the plate with a game plan. 0-0 count,
now
looking
batting,
for a fastball, and he took it right back up the middle. Great execution.
Here's the shortstop, Ian Desmond. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. And a curveball that time that broke too low. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. The set and the 1-1 pitch. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
Well, that's a great pitch right there. You're saying to yourself, why? Because you got that base runner on that fastball, catcher set up, ready to throw. If you get the call, great. If not, you're set up to throw him out.
On its way is pitch number 75. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. There's one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. One hit's all they get. 5 innings complete. It's the Phillies 1 and the Nationals nothing. Ready once again, Michael Franco. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
And some action out in that Washington bullpen now as we see both a left-hander and a right-hander throwing. Fastball in there for a called strike.
That's a big pitch right there. Now he's got him 0-1. And he still may not be comfortable. Even 0-1, he's still a pretty good hitter when he's down the count. This is a big pitch right here.
The windup and the 0-1. 1-1.
Outside, that's a ball.
And this one's tapped foul at home plate.
Well, that'll get your head shaken at the plate. That's a pitch he hasn't used much in this game. Now he throws that for a strike, and you add that to the rest of his repertoire. Man, it's tough to cover them all.
And now a pitch on the way.
Ball,
And
inside.
tough fastball to lay off on 1-2, but he did, and it's 2-2 now. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a little tapper. That's a foul ball. The 2-2 one more time. And a fastball just a bit up. Waiting next is Curtis Granderson. Here comes the payoff pitch. Chopped at the plate. But that one rolls foul.
Well, he fouled that breaking ball off a little bit early. Timing not quite there. Had a fastball to pitch before. He just got out in front of that breaking ball.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter is aboard to start the 6th.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's
Left
better to
fielder,
battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving on up where he can really hurt you.
Digging in to try it again, Curtis Granderson. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's set, and the pitch. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. A 1 pitch on its way. And this is bounced foul at the plate, and that moves the count to 0-2 now. Here comes Scherzer on 0-2.
No.
And he'll take the fastball here inside off the plate. It's 1-2.
Wow, that's a tough pitch to take. 0-2 fastball just off the corner, and I mean just off the corner.
Trying to send him packing for the second time. Hit down the line at first. Oh, and forget the double play. It's under his glove. And they keep rolling here. Their runners at the corners with still nobody out.
First baseman
That's
number
the
23.
7th game he's hit in.
Edmund.
Look out. 7
London.
games. That's 1 week of feeling pretty good. Let's see how long he can make this last.
On his way out to the mound now is the Washington manager. And the hook's coming with him as that'll be all for Max Scherzer. He'll wind up lasting just 5 innings here. Didn't pitch
Your
all that
attention,
poorly, yet he's gone nonetheless.
pitching for
Sheldon
Washington,
Cologne
number
comes
15,
on now in an awfully
Sheldon
difficult situation as
Cologne.
there are 2 on here with nobody out. Edmund London will be his first test out of the bullpen, and it'll be a tough test indeed as he'll face him with 2 on and nobody out here. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Takes a look at a slider that catches the inside corner.
Boy, the Phillies have been looking for some offense all game long. They've yet to find it. Let's hope they can find it pretty soon.
Now the 0-1. And the slider stayed low apparently for a ball. A late swing at a slider for a strike.
Well, now it's a 1-2 count. He's throwing the same pitch 3 times in a row. He got ahead with it. Now let's see if he puts him away with it.
And he wasn't going to hit that one with an or. The strikeout, and there's one gone.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you could tell these things and exploit them.
Now the Nats are going to get a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen.
Into the box, Brock Holt, as he takes a called strike on the black. It's 0-1. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. Runners are at the corners with 1 man out. Pulled toward right center field. Span is under it. He makes the catch, but the tying run breaks for the plate. And that'll score the run from third as they go up 2-0 now.
Great work to do a job right there. He's not a big power bat, so he was looking to get a fly ball to the outfield and give his guy at third a chance.
Ready for another chance? Wilson Ramos. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1. Throw over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Now with the 2-0 count and the power at the plate, it could be fireworks time. This is the kind of count he makes his money in.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Leaves a slider right over the middle. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd. Foul. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Hit out towards second. Scooped up on the backhand. And try as he might, but he can't escape the tag there, and the inning is over. A run, a hit, and a man left. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Phillies lead this one 2-0. Digging in once again, Bryce Harper. He started out the evening 0 for 2 so far.
Right fielder, Bryce Harper.
Into the windup and the pitch. Takes a high fastball for a strike.
They can't afford to continue to fall back any further. They got to get something going on the offensive side. Somebody's got to step up, give a big hit, maybe even a home run, drop a bunt, do something. But this offense has to get going.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Now on 0-2, I don't think we're going to see any more hittable fastballs. If we see one at all, it'll probably be extended out of the zone, or at least that'll be the intent.
And there's out number 1.
The catcher, number 13, Salvador Perez.
Ready for another shot now. Salvador Perez. He's been hit by a pitch and walked in the game thus far. Into the windup and the pitch. Chopped foul wide of first.
He's been doing a nice job out there on the mound, but the deeper you get into the game, the more the hitters have seen you. This is the part of the lineup that he has to be really careful with.
This is on the ground over to first. Oh, a diving stop. Touche, sir.
Big league play in the hole right there, and that's a pretty good example of why getting hits at this level is so difficult. You know he was running down the line thinking, for real? You got to be kidding me.
Martin Prado now. He hits with 2 away as they continue to trail in this close game.
Well, Matt, this has been a big inning on the mound. He's had to face the middle of the order, and so far he's held them at bay.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of inning we'll look back on at the end of the game, even if the result of it changes dramatically here. Now some movement out in the Phillies bullpen as a lefty and a right-hander start to loosen. And he gets ahead 0-1.
Tell you what, his spot has been the outside pitch right there, and now we're late in the game and he continues to pound the outside pitch, and it's really working out for him.
The windup and the 0-1. And that misses 1-1.
He's obviously been very impressive on the mound in this one, and I think the big reason why is his ability to stay out of the middle of the zone. That's kind of obvious, but it's clear to me that even when he misses his spots, he's not missing over the plate.
And that misses 2-1. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And it in fact lands in the corner. Foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And another foul ball. Frozen on strike 3 for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. They're down 2-0. Back here at Nationals Park. It's on to the 7th inning now with the Phillies out in front, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings so far. James Russell is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 51, James Russell.
Digging in, Robbie Ray. He'll be tasked with starting things as we begin the 7th.
Number 41, Robbie Ray.
Sent on the ground out to second. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Center fielder, John Jay.
Striding in once again, John Jay. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Action now in the Washington bullpen as a right-hander begins to get loose. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Now a bunt attempt here. Throw to first will get him as they pounce on it quickly to snuff out the bunt attempt.
Well, you know, he had a good idea right there. The infield was playing back, but it's not going to work out for him this time. That's a nice play to react, and they take care of him at first.
So 2 are gone now in the Philadelphia 7th, and set to stand in a guy who seems to get better with age, the dangerous Adrian Beltre. This is on the ground over to first. The flip to the pitcher covering as that will retire the side. Phillies down on just 4 pitches, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Luke Ramey. He'll try and get something started in the home half of the 7th.
Ramey.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. He was fighting that swing the whole way, but he went around. It's no balls and a strike. And the pitch. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Jordan ranging back. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning. Well, that was certainly a tough play and worth taking another look with Showtrack. Seemed to get a pretty good read off the bat, carved out a nice route, and ended up covering over 110 feet to make the play. I'm sure he's happy with himself about that one. In now, Michael Taylor, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Line drive to center field. And he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow.
Well, this one was squared up pretty good, but just like pitchers give up hits on well-executed pitches, batters make outs on balls they couldn't have hit much better.
Now some action in the Phillies bullpen as a right-hander begins to crank it up out there. Into the box now, Danny Espinosa. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. He's working on a 1 for 2 game so far. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Slow little roller to third. Right there is Beltre. And a low throw to first that bounces as he can't hang on.
Well, there's an infield single with 2 outs. You know, never too late to get a rally started. I love the hustle right there to get things going.
James Russell.
Ryan Zimmerman will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 11, Ryan Zimmerman.
Now a snap throw to first, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. And this is low, ball one. He'll come into this one with an average way down at 235. 6 home runs and 19 driven in. Now we'll snap one off over to the bag. And a dive, but he's back in there. 2 out with the man at first. And another snap throw to the bag. And a dive, but he's back in. Here it comes, 1-0. And the changeup is way low that time. Ready with the 2-0 pitch. Hard on the ground towards short. Bronco fields it cleanly, and that will conclude matters here in the 7th. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. It's the Phillies 2 and the Nationals nothing.
Your attention, please. Now
New pitcher coming on now, and it's the very hard-throwing right-hander Jordan Walden who'll make an appearance here. Coming to the plate now, Brandon Jordan. He'll have the first crack at it here as we start inning number 8.
Jordan.
On to the 8th now as the first pitch is a fastball that's looked at for ball one.
That's a good take on that fastball there. You know he's looking for something up there to drive, but that was just a little above his happy zone. Not everyone has the discipline to hold back on those.
A shot down the first baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. Here it comes on 1-1. Ripped on the ground to first. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. Very brisk pace to the ball game thus far. 2-0 our score as you get a look there at the line score to this point in the contest. So striding forward now, Michael Franco. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. And that'll just elude his outstretched glove for a base hit. He'll get it into second. And he'll get in there safely.
When you're leading by 1 run, you want to do everything you can to add to the lead and give your bullpen a little breathing room. It makes a big difference. So double here goes a long way towards making that a real possibility.
In is Curtis Granderson.
As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. One and one. Here it is. A fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind. Runner at second here with 1 man out. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
It's never a good look to strike out looking, but it's way worse when you do it with a guy in scoring position. Those are the times you really want to see a guy battle and at least put the ball in play.
Stepping in now, Edmund London, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a 3rd time.
And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
That is power versus power. Here it is. Here's my best fastball. I'm going to get it up in the zone. I dare you to hit it.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Span on the run. He makes the play. A great catch on the run to retire. Strand 1 as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Here's the center fielder, Denard Span. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game.
Center fielder, Denard Span.
Into the windup and the pitch. And that one stayed up a little high. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And he just misses with a curveball.
Well, that's good hitting. You know why? Because he's looking for one specific pitch. Those pitches are close. It looks like to us he's laying off them, but they're not what he wants, so he didn't swing.
Takes a knee-high fastball.
I like that pitch right there. You know he's keyholing you 2-0, and you put one right on the corner. He's not going to swing at it, and now all of a sudden you're back in the count again.
2-1 pitch on its way to Span.
And there's one well above the zone for a ball. Time to be alert for signs of tiring here in the 8th. He's a pitch away from 100.
Yeah, but he has been so good. You're talking about getting into the 8th inning with 100 pitches. Not many guys do that.
And he takes a cold strike at the knees, and that'll run things full.
If you're able to locate your fastball like that, you're going to have a good game. I'm not surprised to look up and say he's having a good game right now because he's been spotting that fastball pretty good most of the game.
Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. There to take it is Franco, and that's your first out.
Now batting, the shortstop, Ian Desmond.
Stepping into the box, Ian Desmond. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. A changeup that catches the corner for strike 1.
You know, Matt, he's thrown over 60% first pitch fastballs to guys. To be as deep in the game as he is, you would think that percentage would be higher.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball taken right down the middle.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one, that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are 0-2, 1-2, and it's just about every at bat. And when that's the case, your chances of getting a good pitch to hit are way worse.
High in the air out towards shallow right. Jordan is under this one, and he's got it for out number 2.
Right fielder number 34, Bryce Harper.
Here's Bryce Harper now. He's gone hitless in this one, Dan, and he's not alone.
No, he's not, Matt. This lineup has had no answer for their opponent on the mound so far.
That hits the outside corner. It's strike 1.
Well, he got that first pitch, got him looking right there. With a star hitter like this guy, it is always good to get ahead in the count.
The windup and the 0-1. Grounded back up the middle. And he'll make that play look easy as the throw is in time to end the inning. Nationals gone in order. They're still down. It's 2-0. Back now with baseball on MLB Network from the nation's capital, just down the street from the Capitol building. We are set for what remains in this one. Eric O'Flaherty enters from the pen to start the 9th inning, as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Stepping up to the plate, Brock Holt. He'll try and lead things off here in inning number 9.
Brock Holt.
Off we go in the 9th as the first pitch misses for ball 1.
And think about it. In game 1 of this series, they've already had to go deep into their bullpen. This could affect them for the rest of the weekend if they don't get really good starting pitching.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. That's wide. 2-0.
Well, this is the matchup they wanted, bringing in the reliever, but falling behind 2-0 doesn't exactly help the situation very much.
The 2-0 on the way. And this is fouled back and out of play. Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a line drive. Foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And there's one he'd like to have over again. Missed high with the slider. Ready now with the payoff pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. There to take it is Desmond, and that's the first out.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Ramos.
Striding into the box, Wilson Ramos. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. First pitch of the at-bat. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. Here it comes, 1-0. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
That's where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Hit back up the middle. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Now batting, the pitcher, Robbie Ray.
Anthony Rendon will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 6, Anthony Rendon.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. He'll come into play here at .319. 7 homers and an even 20 RBIs. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And that sinker misses at the shoe tops. Ball 1. And this is going to be a foul ball. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. In front of the changeup there as this is chopped foul at home plate. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Another one sent foul. He'll try again, 1-2. And they come inside with the fastball, but it misses here, and it's back to 2-2.
Well, you talk about fighting. He's fouling balls off, fouling them off in a 1-2 count. He finally took a ball right there. I wonder if he feels more confident or he wants to keep swinging.
Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And another pitch is hit foul as the battle continues here. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Now another 2-2. A swing here on the fastball, and this will get fouled off to the right side. Sinker, 3-2 now.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. And he lays off, ball 4. So he comes right off the bench and works the walk. Usually easier said than done.
Man, as a pitcher, I can tell you that is so frustrating. He's got 2 outs, and he wants to get that 3rd out as quickly and painlessly as possible. But that hitter makes him work his tail off, and he still loses him.
In now is John Jay. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. And he'll snap one over to first. And he's back in standing. First pitch coming. Here it is. And a slider bounces, and that gets away. And he'll make it into scoring position here with 2 away, as that'll be scored a wild pitch. Softly hit toward the hole. And he will make it to the bag, a step ahead of the runner, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Philadelphia. They're up 2-0.
Your attention, please.
Ninth inning save situation, and they'll turn it over to one of the best in the business, the all-star Jonathan Papelbon. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching, but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one. And a fastball just a bit high.
You know, he's one of their guys they rely on to get their offense going. They need a rally, so we'll see if he can spark one here.
The 1-0 delivery. Right on the corner, a fastball that he takes for a strike.
Great spot with that pitch down and away. He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep hitting that spot.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Fastball stays way up that time for ball 2. Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. Now a ball hit pretty well to left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. He's set. Here's the 2-2. A fastball that just misses inside. Martin Prado is on deck. Chop foul over towards the dugout. He's set. Here's the 3-2. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
Martin Prado now, as he lines it hard to the right side, but out of play. Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
Beautifully thrown splitter right there. High 80s, down in the zone. Looks like a fastball coming in, and then it just drops off the table. You can get a lot of swinging strikes with that.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. This one's flared out toward left. Granderson is there. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Now batting, first baseman, Luke Ramey.
Now in the box, Luke Ramey. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. Papelbon's ready. First pitch on the way. And he lays off there, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery. And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate. Here he comes on 2-0. Just a bit high that time as he misses for a ball.
Well, this is a big pitch right here. 2 outs in the 9th. The last thing you want to do is walk a guy and bring the tying run to the plate.
2 out, nobody on. look to be taking all the way, and the splitter's in there for the first strike. And this is taken low for ball 4, and they'll have themselves a 2-out base runner here after all.
That is just a great at-bat there. When you're down late, you need base runners any way you can get them, and that never-say-die mentality could be the difference. We'll see how it plays out.
Now at the plate, Michael Taylor. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Now a turn and a throw by Papelbon, and he'll get back in standing. A runner on first with 2 away. Chop foul at the plate here, and it's 0-2. One strike from a shutout. Here it comes. Ball swung on and hit high down the line in left, but it'll get back in among the crowd, so the count holds at 0-2.
Well, that's 3 foul balls in a row. He's definitely battling up there.
And he strikes him out to end it here, as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate, but could not cash in.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're playing on the road. Take it right to the home squad and get a win. Now the pressure is off. If they get one of the next 2, the series is theirs.
This evening's game finishes 2-0 the final score. Robbie Ray takes the win on the mound, his 2nd of the year. Jonathan Papelbon earns the save out of the bullpen, his 9th of the year. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Harold Reynolds and Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB Network. Good night, everybody.
Our final line score tonight: first for the victorious Philadelphia Phillies, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on base. For the Nationals, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 28 minutes. A reminder that Green Line Metro trains are available at the Navy Yard station just north of the ballpark on M Street. Southbound service is also available at the Anacostia station just over the river. From there, transfer service to the blue, silver, and orange lines can be made at La Infant Plaza, and Red Line service at Gallery Place, Chinatown. Also, free post-game Nats shuttle buses returning to RFK Stadium parking lot are available on M Street by way of Tingley Street.